So this exercise is the Swiss ball hula, and the idea of this is to gain control and mobility around the pelvis and lower back. So we're going to start just by doing a bit of a pelvic tilt. So if I turn sideways, I'm going to tuck my pelvis under and back. So I'm just going to tuck under and then back, and then under and then back. And so you can see my feet aren't moving, my shoulders aren't moving, but the ball is rolling backwards and forwards because I'm using my pelvis, and I'm basically just tilting through the pelvis to tuck it under, to tuck it back, forwards and back. So I'm just rolling the ball forwards and back there. I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to move to, this is very similar to my video on pelvic hula. This is just pelvic hula using a Swiss ball. So the next thing to do is, again, keeping the shoulders pretty still, is just to try and bump the hips left and right. So we're just getting a real lateral tilt of that pelvis. So you can see my pelvis swaying to the right, swaying to the left, swaying to the right, swaying to the left. And again, I'm not really moving my knees. My knees are staying pretty still. My shoulders are staying pretty still. It's just my pelvis and the ball that are moving. And from there, I can take that into a circle. So I've got my feet about hip width apart here, and I'm just going to circle. So tuck it under, over to the right, tuck it back, over to the left. So just working then in a circle and making the circle as big as I can while keeping my knees and my shoulders pretty steady. So that's a nice introduction to the Swiss ball that helps to make you feel relatively safe. The progression from that is to put your feet together, feet and knees together, keeping those together. Again, we can tuck under, tuck back, tuck under, tuck back. What this does is it makes the your base of support is that much smaller. So your base of support like this is bigger, base of support is smaller here. So it means that you have to work harder to balance, particularly when we're working in the more lateral or in circles. So here, this is definitely taking more effort to balance than it did when I was here and it was just about the mobility. So balancing harder here, and then I can come around in circles again, and you can see it's all about the pelvis, and then back all about the pelvis, going the other way. If that's still too easy and you're still finding it too easy to balance, you can put one foot in the air, and then it's tuck under, back, tuck under, tuck back, sideways, sideways, sideways. Definitely a lot harder to balance here. And then again, whoop, again you can go in circles, and then of course the other foot, tuck under and back, and sideways, and in circles, and in circles. So clearly much tougher to balance, much tougher exercise, but that's a really great way to wake up the pelvis and just build in some even movement patterns, left to right, forward, back, and in circles. So that's the pelvic hula on the Swiss ball.